do that. Thanks for tuning in. So I guess this is episode 3 or something, 3 or 4, 3.5, of Let's Make a HyperCard RPG. So let's start up the emulator here. Can everyone hear me okay? Hi, Bruce Bang. Hi, Horse. Just want to make sure audio is working. No one's complaining that they can't hear me when I'm talking, so that's cool. So let's start up HyperCard. So today I think is just going to be like a hodgepodge. Oh, audio's fine. Cool, great. First of all, before I get any started, check out this cool shirt that I got. A friend of mine hosted me at the Apple campus for lunch, and it turns out the Apple store at One Infinite Loop has all this weird stuff that's just like at that Apple store, including $70 t-shirts with old computer references on them that I guess I would be happy to drop money on, so I guess the idiot's me. Right, so I was going to say, I think this episode today is going to be a little hodgepodgey. I was kind of thinking about where I want the game to go, and in order to do that, I think we need to do a little bit of refactoring. So, just to sort of reiterate what we did last time. So I think last time we did like this rendering thing that depended on like a random map that we created here. But one problem with that we have so far is that everything in the map is either just like an empty space or like a wall. Oh, CHZ says $70 obviously worth it. Yeah, I mean I thought so too. Everything in the map can either only just be an empty space or a wall, which is kind of limiting. Like, it would be cool to have like different kind of things, and like maybe we can have monsters like on this map that move around on every turn. So the two functions that that are sort of responsible from taking this and producing like the rendered view need to be refactored a little bit. So I was thinking about how to do this, and I think the way we're going to do it is we're going to have a new kind of card that it's funny, like we haven't actually seen HyperCard in the stream used the way that it's intended, where you have basically like it would be like a record or a structure in other programming languages, where like one instance of that record would be a card. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new set of cards that are going to represent every possible kind of thing that can occupy a space. So, for instance, X is right now just like the shop front wall. I think maybe today we'll create like another kind of wall as well, or another kind of thing in the map. So if anyone has suggestions, I was thinking like a fountain or something like that, because that, you know, a lot of malls in the 90s had like fancy like water fountains and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create... Am I at the end of the stack? I'm at the end of the stack. Okay, so I'm going to create a new background. Oops. No, I'm going to create a new background. And this automatically creates a new card with this background as its background. So I'm not really sure what to call this. I mean, it's kind of like a... Let's say like grid element, something like that. So a grid element, if we think of this as a structure, it has a couple different fields, if you like. It'll have I don't know what to call this, like the single character representation. I don't know, key. Yeah, I guess we can call it key. So it'll have a key. It's going to have a name, which will just be like a longer, more descriptive thing. I thought if we have a name, then if you try and walk into a wall or some sort of thing that you can't pass through, you can have a message that says, like, you can't move this way because there's a name in the way. So we'll have like a longer thing there. And then we're also, actually, before we get too far, So these are text fields, right? So we're going to need, Pedron says symbol, maybe, strange for a key to be a thing on a map. That's a good point. And also if we have like a key item that people want to pick up later, that's going to be like super confusing. So I like symbol. Let's do symbol. These things don't have to be super lined up because they're just sort of for us. But it's kind of nice to... It's nice when it looks nice. So this is going to be... The field name is going to be called symbol. And it can just be small. I'm going to create another field, which will be name. Oh, Horseman says, one of the best thesaurus words for my game development is set piece. I like set piece. For a while, I was using actor. I kind of like that because it's like a thing that knows how to do its own thing. And then I learned about like actor programming, and then I ended up just sort of confusing myself, so I never kind of went down that road. But set piece is pretty nice. I almost kind of want to use set piece. Yeah, I'll think about that. I like that. I do like set piece. And there's another thing that we want to do here is, so remember that like we don't want to be able to walk through these, so we need like a way of saying like, is this passable or not? So I'm going to create a button, maybe over here. BPNF says they didn't yet have interface builder like alignment snaps. They have like a grid that I can snap to, but it's only for drawing. So I can go to grid, and notice that everything moves by like 8 pixels or whatever. But if you're in like the UI, like the button or field thing, grid doesn't become a thing, which is kind of annoying. So I'm going to call this button passable. And the style is going to be a checkbox. Show the name. And just move it over there for now. I'm not sure like how many more sort of attributes we'll want to have here, so I won't draw too much of the UI, but attributes. Something kind of like that. Oh shoot, I did the thing I've done 17,000 times on the stream, which is I've added what should be a background element. So let's go into background. Just copy the stuff I added onto the card by mistake. Okay. Great. Okay. Now, there's another thing that we can do here, which I don't know if we should do this just yet. I kind of want to show it off just because it's kind of cool. I alluded to like the fact that you can kind of do metaprogramming in HyperCard. So the way you can do this is you can have just like a text field over here. I'm going to make it scrolling. I'm just going to give it a name like that. And I don't know if I necessarily want to call it this, but what you can do is you can execute. I can write HyperTalk in this field, right? So I can do answer hello Twitch, and I can once again. Someone just send 20,000 volts through me if I keep forgetting to make background elements. And, okay. So if I can do answer hello Twitch, if I open up the message bar, which is like the REPL, I can do background field on enter, which is kind of nice. Let me actually just fill out a few more things here. X, and I'm going to give this a name, grid element X. And what's nice about being able to write like scripts over here is that you can call them from different cards. So if I go to like the map card, I can do bg field on enter on card grid element X. In card? Yeah. So that's nice. So then what we can do is when the player moves about the map, we can write per grid sort of callbacks to be invoked over here. This one doesn't really make sense because we've said that X, the storefront, isn't passable, so you'll never enter it. So that's not so interesting, but I think like if we had another sort of element that we can walk through, then we could have anything happen here. Like for instance, we could modify global variables. So like maybe the fountain gives like a unit of health back or something like that when you walk through it or whatever, right? So I'll leave that blank for now, but that's something that we can keep in mind. BPAF says neat. Yeah, and it's cool because then you can, like at runtime, generate the script just by adding elements into the field that you then execute. So that might be kind of fun. Right. So let's see. What's the thing we have to do? Right. So currently, just to remind you all, in the map, what we did is we wrote these functions like walls east, walls north, walls south, walls west, which takes a player position and then returns like that sequence of numbers, which is like which of these walls to render. But if we're going to have more than one element, it's not just enough to have, say, for instance, walls to I think that'll be, no, 1. So that'll be this position facing east, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The thing that we actually want to be able to do is to say, like, this position 1 is X, position 2 is X, 3, 4, 5, 6, X, and 7 and 8 have nothing. So we just need to refactor this a little bit here. So let's do that now. Hopefully this won't take too long. So this is the main loop here, where we just sort of walk. We do a scan depending on which direction we're facing. So then what we do is, let me just look at what we wrote here. So right now it's hard-coded to use like X, right? So if it's X, we add it to the result set. But the thing that we want to do instead is put item call of line row of BG field, dang, what's it called? This one called tiles, I think? It is called tiles. So we're going to take the appropriate element out of tiles. Wait, did I open the wrong? Oh, I opened the wrong thing. I want background info of BG field tiles into symbol. I like that choice of words. BPFF wonders, I wonder whether people made HyperCard viruses with that string eval feature. Yeah, that's interesting. I never heard anything about that. But I don't know how often people would use this sort of like string eval feature. But yeah, you could imagine, particularly if you were like sharing cards, you could probably do something a little nasty there. I guess it's the sort of thing where like when you have eval on someone else's stack, you can kind of do whatever you want. Like you could trash the card altogether, like you could have delete all the cards, like anything like that. So maybe, generally speaking, eval isn't a great idea. But yeah, you could probably do something pretty nasty like with this if you wanted. Okay, so we're putting a thing into symbol, and then so right now that would be X, and then the thing that we want to do is we want to pull out. CHZ says there were HyperCard viruses. Haha, Merry Xmas. Merry Xmas actually sounds familiar. CHZ, what was? Can you remind us what that was? While I try and figure out what I want to do here. I think the only thing I have to do is put result and symbol and comma into results, and then I can get rid of this here. Okay, so let me see, what does this do here? So, all right, let's actually try this. So let's do walls east 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's right. Okay, cool. So now we just need to do that. Actually, let's want to do walls 2, 2, 1. I just want to make sure. Yeah. Right, we're doing a thing. Oh, I know why. That's right. There was a thing because we were prepending the result and then with the comma. And then over here we eat the first element because the first element you're appending comma thing to like the empty list. I didn't want to special case it because I'm a lazy person. So I guess I'm just gonna. I guess we don't need count anymore. I can go through and refactor that. So I'm just gonna replace these here like so. Okay. Okay. So that's great. So now we have the new functionality for all directions. So chhed says, if I remember correctly, it was just replicator virus. If you opened an infected stack, it would copy itself to your home stack. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Right, because I think I showed this in the first, in like the 0th episode. The home stack was kind of intended to be like the launching off point for like all the cards that you would make. So like books would say like, don't forget to add your like the stacks you make to like your to your home stack. So I could totally see like if you affect the home stack, then you totally mess everything up. Yeah, that's man. And Grammy, found found a fix to detect and remove the virus on Mitch's University of Michigan's archive, Mac archive. That's cool. All right. So, what now? Right. So now the thing that we have to do when we are rendering, where are we? Here is when we say that when we receive when we're going through that list of elements to draw, we have to be able to say, okay, what is X? What card does X map to? In the sense that right now, this one is just called, I think, wall 1. But if we have more than one kind of wall, that's not going to be enough. So what I'm proposing is that we'll rename all 8 of those cards to whatever the name of the grid element is, which we call storefront. So I will just do a slightly tedious thing here and do storefront 1, storefront 2, storefront 3. I guess I could have written a script to do this. Storefront 4, storefront 5, storefront 6. This is like a sort of a slightly tedious refactor, so sorry that you're sitting through it. Storefront 7, but once it's done, then we can add new things really flexibly, I think. Storefront 8. Horseman says, I'm still down for doing an AGI game, but I have no idea how we could do like pair programming. Guess y'all just have to come to Manhattan. Yes, I would love to come to Manhattan. I came to New York for the first time late last year, and I had so much fun. New York is awesome, so I would love to do that. And then BPF says, there's space for your webcam up on the left and you share a desktop. Boom. Yeah, it's... Doing like a single-person stream is definitely fun. Or it's definitely less something than what I thought it was going to be. But I'm definitely down for coming to Manhattan and doing some pair programming and writing an AGI game. Like, yes. Yes, absolutely. So, Now what we need to do is, oh yeah, we should take care of this to do ensure we can't click through a wall, which we can do now that we have that Boolean button. But if we go to render, right? So this is right now because we only just returned like a list of numbers. Where are we? Where did wall nums? So draw walls is now going to be wall sims. Repeat with I equals 1 to the number of items of wall sims. And then what we're going to do is, so if item I of wall sims is x, let's do put item I of wall sims into symbol, just so that expression doesn't get super long. Put field name of card. Dang, I've already forgotten what we called it. Grid element x. So grid element symbol. Grid element symbol into name. And then we're going to go to card name space I. So let's see if this works. This should be, I think, the only thing we need to do. Everything should just automatically do the right thing. So if I do, oh, for crying out loud, the new card button, I have a keyboard that doesn't have letters on it because I'm hipster trash, which makes it a little tough to hit the right key sometimes. So if I do render, everything should just work as we should see exactly what we see here. And if we, okay, so we see there's no background field named name. So put field name of card element symbol. Let's just make sure we have our variables. Okay, so symbol is X. Okay. Oh, one thing that we should do, though, is if, let me move this up a little bit, because I want it before the push card. So if symbol is blank, then there's nothing to draw, so we'll just loop to the next thing. So if symbol equals space, then repeat next and if. Yeah? Oh, next repeat. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what we want. Oh, it's a BG. Well, no, I thought it defaulted to background. Background field name of card, grid element, and symbol. Maybe you do have to specify. Let's see. There's no background field name. Okay. Well, that's annoying. So let's go to. What did I actually call it? Did I call it a different thing? Oh, okay. I didn't call it the right thing at all. So. Perfect. Okay. Hooray. So, with this, what this means is if we want to create like a new kind of thing, or new sort of grid element, I guess that's kind of what we're calling it, then all we need to do is just draw the 8 positions for it, create a new card for this, and then anytime we see the key, or the symbol rather, on the map, it'll just do the right thing. So that's cool. Let's let's do that collision detection thing. I think that would be a fun thing to do. So currently, right now, if we move to the right, also that really shouldn't say move to the right. We're turning to the right. But what'll happen is it'll be it's very happy to let me just sort of click through this wall. So let's go back and deal with that to-do there. So what we want to do is we want to figure out okay, so we're going to put oh, that's annoying. Okay, let's. I'm going to write a little function here called function grid elm collide, and this is going to take a pause. I don't think this is the right place for this function to live. I think it should live in the map. I'm just going to write it here for the time being. So, actually, no. No, I'm not going to do that. Why settle? So it's going to be over here. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull out the symbol. So put, actually, we've written this enough times that we can just copy and paste that. Okay, so we get the symbol, and I guess the same sort of thing where if symbol is empty, because it's annoying we always have to special case the empty one. I mean, we could just create... No, I don't want to do that. That seems kind of silly. So if symbol is empty, we can obviously pass through. So return true. Oh. Then else else we're going to return the thing I want to do is find out whether that checkbox is checked, right? So return, so the expression is going to be bg button passable of card field grid element symbol is checked. I'm going to copy this out and just write it in the grid element x. Oh, there's conversation. Grammy says, I wonder how different HyperScript written by today's hipsters differs from the HyperScript of yore. Would you observe lots of changes around clean code, function sizes, abstraction comments? That's a good question. I mean, I kind of feel like these days, you know, there's a lot more emphasis on like write small testable units, whereas I don't know if that was like such a big thing back then. Like, there's certainly no like testing framework associated with HyperCard, so it's just easy to just write that 2,000-line function that mutates state everywhere, and you know, how else are you going to do it? Horseman says, were published HyperCards compiled in some way? Do you mean like compiled to like native code, or do you mean like put together on like in collections? Because there were definitely like CD-ROMs of stacks that was like total junkware that you could buy in the 90s. I definitely remember that. Archive.org has got to have some lying around to do some code archaeology on. They do. I think a lot of the stacks are protected. Oh, native code. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw any native code. I guess Mist was kind of like HyperCard was like a shell around native code. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know for sure. Next stream, creating a HyperCard unit testing framework. Oh no, please. With all this metaprogramming, it's going to be property-based testing. Very hip. So meanwhile, I would like to see why this expression isn't doing the right thing. So it didn't like arguments of button. Is it the... Oh, wait. Sorry, of card... Okay, my apologies. I don't know why I wrote card field. So, BG button passable of card, grid element, concat symbol is checked. Right, so let's actually check it, and then let's see, make sure we get... Wait, be nice if I could check it. Why can't I check you? That's funny. Is there a... It's enabled. Is... What the heck? That's funny. So the auto highlight? Is that... Okay. Weird. I guess it had to be auto highlight. So now, with this should produce true, and it does not. Is checked not the right? That's interesting. I might have to look this up. Actually, I will hold off for a second. Is highlighted? No. Passable of card grid element. Wait. Okay. I'm going to open up my book here and type is checked. Oh, Pydron says, to determine, say, whether a checkbox style is in fact checked, can call the highlight property. Okay. Oh, oops. It still says... Pattern, where were you reading that? I would like to... Checkbox style button is in fact checked. You can call the highlight property. Oh, Google Wikipedia result. Okay. Well, I'll defer on this because it just so happens that it's fine that it's false for the time being. So I don't want to make you all wait while I look through this book, but I'll figure that out. Where are we? Where am I trying to go? Wow, I lost my train of thought completely. We are... Oh, that's right. We want to do the collision detection, which is a function in map. Right, okay, I'm now back to where we're supposed to be. Okay, so all right, so this doesn't work. To do highlight property, card grid element, and then we'll return. Okay, so if I do, for crying out loud, I gave it a stupid name and then I immediately forgot what it was called. Oh, CH said 16 suggests maybe rephrase as the highlight of button. Yes, given it's a property, that totally makes sense. false, and true. Thank you. That's great. Yeah, I was trying to think if like property meant something significant here, and yes, you're totally right. So thank you. Return. Return the highlight of BG button passable of card grid element and symbol. Okay. Yes, teamwork. Thank you. So if I do grid elm collide 2, 2, that should produce false. Okay. Oh, hang on. Oh, whoops. Call row. That produces true. And then if I do 1, whoops, 1, 1, that should produce false. Let's try that one more time. Okay, groovy. Okay, so we can get rid of this to do. I guess because we're calling this function from a different card, I want to make sure that we can just do something like call from card map. I might have to stick this this function in a different place. Okay, but we can burn that bridge when we get there. Another thing I would like to have is collide message for so this just sort of gives like a formatted description of why you can't go a certain direction. I don't really know what we're going to do with it yet. We can just have like a dialog box maybe pop up. Say, maybe a lot of that. And then put BG field name of card grid element ampersand symbol into name. And then let's do return your way is blocked by name. So if I do collide message 3 or 3, 3, your way is blocked by a storefront. So that's nice. So we can explain like why you can't go the way that you can go. In fact, we could even write like a custom message here, but this is good enough for now, I think. This also kind of makes sense for enemies, like your way is blocked by a cave troll or whatever. So that wording, I think, kind of makes sense. But now the question is, where can these ones live? I'm just going to look up. I have call. Yeah, looks like. So you can call a function, I guess, with using get. You can use like get the property of object, but a function I don't think is a property. But we can try. Get. If this doesn't work, I'll just move it. Get to 2 of card map. Yeah, okay. Well, forget about it then. I will move you back into... we need to do this in the, I guess, rendering side of things. So that's actually going to be over here. So we'll put you in there. Put of BG of card map. Card map. Okay, so now let's try collide message 2 2. Is that not what it was called? Oh, okay. Debug, please. What did I screw up here? Okay, so symbol's blank. That's bad. Oh! Right, 2 2 is empty. I don't really like that it throws an error when it's empty. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Collide message 3 3. Yes. I'm gonna rename that longer one to just like collides or something. Grid elm collide is gross. Collides. Okay. Great. So now what we can do is when player forward gets called, what we'll do is, I deleted that to do, that was a little ambitious. If collides call row, then else and if. So we're only going to want to actually update the new position if we don't collide. I guess we'll just pop up a dialog box. So we'll say answer collision message? Collide message. Okay. So if we move forward, we should stay in the same place, and we should get a message saying we can't. Oh, for crying out loud. Oh, because we're scoped on a different variant or a different function name. Darn. Put item call of line row of BG field. Okay. So I think that's wrong. So show me collides. Where do we call collides? Oh, it's calls and rows. Why is it plural? That doesn't make sense. Okay. Sure. Sure. That seems wrong, right? Shouldn't it have popped up a message? So we're now at 2 3. Wait, 2 3. Yeah, which is in the middle of a. That's wrong. Okay. So then I'm just gonna put 2 2 into player pause. So we render this. Let's just make sure that we see what we expect to see. So if we are facing, we're facing south. Okay, which means we are surrounded except for on the left. Is that what we're seeing? Okay. Sure. Okay, that seems plausible. Let's turn to the left though. Okay. I'm now curious about why that didn't fire. Right, because I'm going to set a breakpoint. I'm going to move ahead. The breakpoint didn't fire. Why not? I'm going to move backwards. Think. Things are looking kind of messed up here. Anybody have any ideas what's going on here? So when we call player forward, if we collide, did I flip the sun? No. Let's re-render because I interrupted the rendering midway through. Okay. And then step. So it says we don't collide. Why is that? So 2, 3. Two, 3 is indeed false. But should it be false? 2, 3 is true. So what have I screwed up here? Well, let's set a breakpoint. Wait, where am I? Dang it. Background info. So that looks fine. So let's do collide 2, 3. And so symbol should be X. Yes. If I step, return the highlighted BG button passable of card element, grid element. Oh, that's really annoying. I have to fix that mouse over thing up here. That's getting kind of being annoying. And it's right. So, anybody have any ideas here? This is confuzzling. I'm gonna copy this. Move over here. So, the highlighted BG button passable of grid element X is false. Wait a minute. Have I? Yes, inverted logic. I think you're right. I think if we try and move forward, passable versus collide. Yes, I mean, that's exactly why. Because one thing is called collides, the other thing is called passable. Okay, thank you. Well, now we have a good name for it. Passable. Non-passable message. Okay. So if passable is false, non-passable message. Sorry about that. Okay. So let's try and move ahead. That should work. Oh, dang it. Yep. Thank you. All right. So we move ahead. That's all cool. Let me turn to the right. Yes. Okay, great. One thing that seems kind of annoying. Oh, what's it doing? Oh, it just redundantly re-renders it. Oh, I think it's because the button calls render. Yeah. So that should probably be fixed. Or player forward could return a Boolean whether or not like the movement succeeded. So it's not doing the wrong thing, it's just duplicating a lot of work. Yeah, so let's see. So that's cool. I think I would like to have like an info bar down here or something that sort of gives me like messages. Because it's kind of annoying to have to keep just going back to globals to see like, did we actually move? And that way we could have like that your way is blocked by a thing message go down there, which I think might be kind of nice. So I'm gonna do something like this. I'll call it messages. Scroll bar. I'm gonna make the text small. Yeah, make these ones also real small. I feel like we're running low on real estate space a little bit here. Oops, oops, oops. Oh, whatever. Not the end of the world. Okay. Oh, we want this non-editable. Block text. Right. So there's a thing where every background field has a render handler. So basically, it's like when the visual state changes, it does a thing. This was not a very good idea in hindsight because the problem is the way the message passing hierarchy goes. If you send a message to like a field and there's no handler for it, then it goes to like the surrounding card and then the background and then the stack itself. So you can get caught like in infinite recursion if you send like a message to all fields and there's like if the card has a handler for render that like propagates it to like elements of the card, and there's no handler for it, then we go back to the card and you get a thing. So I'm going to do on render and render. I don't know if there's a better way to do this, but I always want this thing scrolled to the bottom. So I'm going to set the scroll of me to. Is it in pixels? No, it can't be in line. I think it's in line. It must be in lines. The number of lines of me. I think that's right. So this will always like keep it at the bottom, keep the thing at the bottom. Or yeah. So what that means is we can do instead of it being an answer, put after card field messages. Okay. So there we go. One thing that might be kind of nice. Oh, that's right. I also wanted to see like where you are on the map right now, just so I don't have to keep going back to the globals page. So let's, I guess in player forward, we'll do this, right? So, oh yeah, I guess we'll do it here. So we'll do something like put you are now at calls rows after card field messages. Okay. And at some point we'll have to do the same thing for moving backwards. So if I move forward, oh, great. Put you are now at ampersand calls, calls, after. Oh, I put a period there. Sorry, I thought I was writing prologue for a second. Oh, and I need a new line. Which means I probably need a new line for the your way is blocked by thing. So we'll do put return. Oops. Put return. Okay. There, that's kind of nice, just so it's easy to track of. I don't know if this is useful for like the game side of things, but just for the development, it's pretty easy, or it's pretty nice. Okay, cool. I kind of want to add a new kind of like thing in the world. So I was thinking about this on my walk over. I got some coffee earlier, and I was thinking like maybe like a fountain. I can't remember if I mentioned that in the channel, but if anyone has any other ideas, I'm certainly willing to take some suggestions from the crowd. Okay. Well, if no one has any different ideas, then Grammy says West End's whale. That's not a bad idea, but like, would that fit? Okay, so for those of you who didn't grow up in Alberta, there was a thing where there were multiple like dolphins, I think, in the West Edmonton Mall like attraction zone. So like you could go in like the submarine and go see like the dolphins and whatever, and the dolphins were really sad and died because we didn't look after them because humans are bad. So like I like the whale idea, but I think we should save that only because it's like this can only be like a one tile thing. I feel like the whale needs to be bigger. So someone says fountain says good. Fountain sounds good. So okay, cool. Yeah, shout out to return being both a keyword command as well as a string constant. Yeah, it's. I thought about that as well. That's kind of a bummer. So what we'll do is, I don't really know what a fountain should look like, but I'm going to create sort of equivalent images here for the fountain. So I'm going to say, maybe I'll start with like the fountain right in front of us so we can kind of figure out what it should look like. And then we can draw like simpler ones like in the background. So, I don't know. I was thinking like a circular one. How does that sound? So we can do something like, I'll make like a base, kind of like that. Oh no, but I need it snapping. Make it snap to the grid. Is that, yeah. Okay, so kind of have, sure, that looks all right. And then similarly, we need like the base of the pool. It looks a little bit like that. I think we'll have to patch up these little things here because when it does the magic lasso to copy it from one card to another, I think it'll end up selecting everything, which is kind of a bummer. In fact, I think we can test that now if we just try and paste something in. It should fill everything in. Yeah, okay. So it's time for the rudest feature of HyperCard, fat bits, where it just lets you zoom in and makes every pixel fatty, like that. I don't know if I've complained about this before, but the mouse emulation seems really goofy for whatever reason. So it gets really jittery and imprecise right when you want it to be precise. Horseman says, this dolphin thing is insanely sad. Yeah, it's real bad. like the West Edmonton Mall was really sort of all about consumer access, and yeah, it was what better way to show consumer access than by dominating a poor creature that doesn't want to be where it ended up being. I don't know if they're all have they all died? Are there any left? Garami might know because this is more local to him than me, but I haven't been to the West Edmonton Mall short of, like, there's like a movie theater there. But outside of the movie theater, I don't think I've been there in like 10 years, so I have no idea what sort of attractions they have going on there. There used to be like this roller coaster where a whole bunch of people died in the 80s, called at this like amusement park inside the mall called Fantasyland. And then Disney sued because I guess some sort of Disneyland thing is also called Fantasyland. And then they had to rename it and rebrand it. I think they gave it like a sci-fi theme or something, and it was real bad. Grammy says I mostly bypass that area. Yeah, that's sensible. Okay, so then that's filled in, but I think we're losing something over here maybe. Oh darn! Also down here. That bit's which brought us into. Grimace is Galaxyland now. That's right. They did sort of make it sci-fi themed. Super dumb. Right. Kind of annoying that the circle tool doesn't make like a continuous circle. Do that. Do that. Then here, it doesn't really have to be perfectly exact, I don't think. There we are. All right. Does the flood fill now work? It does. Oh, we're leaking in from the other side, I think. Other side over here. Or we're not. Oh. Jeez, what a pain in the neck. Sorry about this, folks. I didn't realize it was going to be quite this annoying. Do that. Do that. Do that. Whatever. Whatever. Okay. How's that? Hi. Oh, yeah, okay. Grammy says, gotta bail, happy streaming. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Yeah, the Sunday night stream time might not be ideal. But I'm starting a new job tomorrow, so I wanted to make sure I got at least one stream in before work starts. Okay, so now that works. Yeah, I've been unemployed for basically the duration of the stream, so it's given me... Probably should have done more streams while I had the time to do it, but oh well. Bruce says, "What? Congrats! Yes, thank you. Looking forward to becoming a productive member of society or something." All right, so we can do that. I don't know. I don't really know how to maintain the illusion of water here. Grimmy says, "Congratulations! I'll have to hear more soon." Yes, we should definitely catch up. I'm gonna just do a copy here. I don't know how to shade this in a way that gives sort of the illusion of transparency. I'm not wild about that. That's all right. We'll figure that out. And then I guess we just like need that, like the spigot, to kind of be in the water, like partially in the water, and then kind of out of the water. Something kind of like that. How do water fountains actually look? I'm not really an artist. Let's do a Google image search for water fountain. Okay, so it's kind of like parabola sort of things. Okay. Oh, and then there's kind of like they have something kind of like this, maybe? What is that? Oh, there's like a little bowl. Oh, that seems awfully fancy. Let's just do this. Oh, arg. Okay. So, something like this. And then we have, let's do copy. CHED says, current dev stream reference checks. How to find whether a checkbox is checked and the shape of the fountain. Yes, yes indeed. So I guess there's kind of like, there'll be one that kind of, can I change the size of this? Annoyingly, it doesn't look like I can. Alright. So if we do something like, so it shoots up in the, oops. Shoots up in the air like this. And then, and I guess it kind of does this, right? Actually, if I do like a small one like this, I can kind of trace out like, this is not my finest development here. And then now, right, so then we have ones that kind of go like this. Wow, this is real bad, y'all. I don't know. All right, well. Okay, so that kind of does the right thing. Do something like, well, I don't want to make it too non-obvious as to what the heck this is. Horseman says, haha, it's pretty good. Okay, cool. Thank you. I didn't mean to be searching for validation, but I will take the validation anyway. I mean, it's clearly phallus. Dang it! I knew it. Couldn't help it. Yeah. Yeah, the spraying thing kind of is problematic, isn't it? Well, maybe, since you bring up a good point, maybe I can do something like this, and then use something kind of like that. And then I guess maybe we have, oops, more spraying. Oops. Yeah, actually I don't mind that. I think that's like actually kind of okay. Yeah. Okay. Good enough. I think that kind of looks something like how I imagine that to be. So we're going to do the same thing we did before, where because this is at position 8, I'm going to fill in square 8. I guess we could make, because it's not a full wall, maybe we actually don't want this filled in. Because this was kind of like the mini-map that says, like, is this passable or not? So maybe I'll actually leave this undone. Yeah. So we're going to name this one Fountain 8. And I'm going to copy card and paste card. So I'm going to do the same thing for 5 and 2 now. So we'll make this one Fountain 5. I'll try my best to keep this in order. And I'm just going to shift this, rather than redrawing the same thing over and over again, I'm going to shift it like that, and then just delete that side. So it's like clipped on the wall. And then I'm going to paste the card again over here. So, and this is going to be fountain 2. Whoops. Fountain 2. They don't have to be in numerical order, but I think for sanity's sake, I'm going to try and keep them in. So I'll just put that over there. Oops. I guess I could have just flipped that other card, actually. But I think I got that right. Okay. So we do that. And then for 3 and 6, I don't think there's any room for anything over there, so I'm just going to leave those blank. So this is fountain 3, 5. So now we'll just do this one, make this one fountain 6. So 5, 3, 2. Okay. So the other thing that we're going to want to do is make other ones for like this plane over here. So I'm just going to move up to fountain. This should be fountain 7. Fountain 7. And I'll just draw like a simpler, dumber one over here, just so we don't eat up so much time. Like so. Is this filled in? Oh, for crying out loud. Circles! Who would have thought that would be such a pain? Yeah. Get Bill Atkinson on the line. Why is he destroying my life like this? So that actually looks okay. Maybe I'm gonna move this over here a little bit, just so we can close that. I'm gonna need that again. Just oh yeah, I can see right there. Okay, circular objects. I'm incredibly over right now. Don't see the need for them. Okay, great. So that's self-contained. So that means when we do the select, I think everything will be all right. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just draw then another thing like so. With even more bad fountain art. There, cool, whatever. So this is 7. I'm going to copy this card. And then I'll go all the way back to 1. So this will be... CSS is good enough. Is that, yeah, I'm no artist. There we go, I think. 100% same, yeah. And yet I'm kind of not very happy with how that one looks, so let me try this one more time. Do that. Horse-fans, you know that AGI... Oh, actually, I think actually that fits exactly. I'm reminded of that problem in AGI, speaking of AGI, where like you can't have objects in the game that extend, that are like partially visible, so that everything just has to like magically appear on the screen all the time. I'm reminded of that right now. Okay. Friggin' good enough. I think might actually need to do that. No copy. Did I name this one fountain 1 yet? Okay, fountains, that should be fountain 1. 1, 2, 3. We need 4. I'm going to flip horizontal just to save us some time here. And then this is going to be fountain 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. All right, good enough. First man says, I have 0 experience actually programming AGI, except knowing that the background image format is literally just a list of every action the artist action. Really? So is AGI vector-based? I didn't actually realize that. So it's like draw a line from here to here, like flood fill, like this region, something like that? Okay, so now we can add the fountains into the map. And something I thought would be kind of nice is like right now the map, Horseman says it's not vector-based, but that's exactly how it is. Oh, weird, so it's even just like at the pixel level? Oh, that's goofy. Flood fill, draw a line from there to there. Wow, interesting. So I was thinking like right now the map generator just creates a maze, but like a fountain would be sort of in like in a larger area of sorts. So I was thinking that we could like change the map generator to like block off like a 3x3 area. So it would be something kind of like this. So it would be clear this out, clear this out, clear this out, rather, and then just make this F. So the fountain is in sort of a more like conspicuous position. So I think this is generally how that goes. So that should be a quick change in the map generator. So I guess at the end, so at the end of the repeat here, we've returned from the DFS through the map. So now we have the maze. So I'm going to do repeat with actually not right. Fountain generation. Repeat with I equals 1, 2, 3. Repeat with J equals 1, 2, 3. And repeat and repeat. Okay. So once we have that, I guess we're just gonna block. We're gonna like. We'll just fill out them all with empty tiles, and then at the end we'll just stamp in the middle. Oh, but first we need to like ask how many fountains to make. Put it into fountains. Repeat with 1. There's 1, 2 fountains. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll choose a random spot on the map, but it has to be closest because I don't want to. You don't want to have it walk off the end of the map, so it has to be put the random of what would we call the map size? Calls rows. Okay. Random of calls minus 2 into call. So CHZ16 says, a question I don't know the answer to. Which will produce a better or more interesting map? Blocking off the fountain 3x3 at the start of map generation and then build hallways? Or blocking out after the hallways are already done? I don't know. We can try both. Yeah, let's definitely try both. I wonder if anyone has any thoughts or any predictions while we write this. I almost want to say doing it before might make might make a more interesting one, just because that way, like the DFS will take the like the already stamped out fountain age regions into account first, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. We should definitely try both because I'm now curious too. Okay, so put the random of calls -2. So okay, so if the map is 5 by 5, we have a 3 by 3. Calls -4, I guess. 4, and then add 2 to call. I think so. This is going to be the center. No, this isn't the center. Sorry, because this will be the top left. Then put the random of rows -4 into row, and then put blank character into item call plus j of line row plus I of BG field map. No, tiles. And then we'll do put F into item call plus 2 of line call plus 2 of BG field tiles. Okay. So let's generate a new map. Let's see what happens. Let's try 3 fountains. I don't know. Okay. So it blocked off. Typo. Oh, big field. Hey, look at that. All right. If only there was some sort of, way to check lexical tokens before you start executing. Somebody should get on that. All right. Now let's try 3 fountains. That's not right. Probably, I'm guessing I flipped call and row. Item. Oh, I did. Okay. Yep. So I didn't flip it. I just did call them both. Okay. One more time. I feel like the dimensions of the map are always 10, 10, so we could just make that a constant. Oh, it overwrote. That's kind of interesting. So I guess, like, they overlapped enough where one of them overrode the other. Yeah, okay. So let's... Yeah, overwriting probably. I don't know, do we think... Let's do if item call plus j of line row plus I of BG field tiles is not equal to x. Sorry, let's say if it's equal to x, then next repeat and if. I wonder whether it's more interesting if we let it overwrite it. Because then you end up with like sort of a weird like asymmetric thing here. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. 3. Well, that's goofy. If... Oh, it's not equal to next. I've been bad about inverting logic today. don't know what's going on. Clearly, I've been unemployed for so long that I've just forgotten how to program. Nobody tell my new boss, please. There's only 2. Did we... I just want to try one more because there's a chance that it actually hit 2 of the same location. Like, I can put a fountain over an existing fountain. DFS seems to be stopping 1 row too short. Yeah, so... Okay, so that worked. I like that. The reason why it stops 1 row short, and I was thinking about whether this is worth fixing, is because it always makes 2 moves at it blocks off 2 squares at a time. So what ends up happening is the border, like the boundary condition says, well, I can't fill in, like if I'm at this position here, let's see, well, if I'm at this position here, I move there, I move there. Right, so let's say, I guess the problem would be that if I was here, I couldn't move here because I would also have to fill in 1 more position. The reason why is because you want to have like a tile for like the corridor and then another tile for the map, or sorry, a tile for the corridor and a tile for the wall. So you're always moving by 2. So the reason why is, I guess, because this is an even number on both sides. Yeah, so I guess if we tried 9, 9, I guess we wouldn't see this. I don't think that was a very good explanation. Yeah, no, I guess we do still see it. I don't know, does that explanation make sense? Like, I wonder whether I may have just totally screwed something up. But I think the reason is, I could maybe, I should maybe double check those boundary conditions. Because there's no reason why we couldn't just eat 1, like convert this, and then like grow the border, and to like choose to not grow like the corridor to the boundary condition. Horseman says I gotta bounce. Okay, thanks for hanging out. See you next time. Yeah, if your logic is chewing out more than 1 square at a time, then that makes sense. Yeah, but we could make it so that it doesn't do that because it looks a little goofy maybe. So we have a bunch of fountains on the map, and luckily one of them is actually pretty close to the starting location. I think. I'm actually not sure. Okay, I'm gonna put, actually, rather than mutating global state, let's go back to this. We still haven't made a title card. We should do that at some point. So we're gonna begin. So we're kind of fenced in at the top left-hand corner here. So if we move ahead 1 and then go south a bunch, we should see a fountain. And I think when we create a new game, we should blow this away as well. So I'm actually going to write that now before I forget. Put into card field messages. Oh, it's not doing the scrolling thing. Okay. No such card! Oh no! Okay, so it tried to render the fountain. So put BG field name of card, grid element, and symbol. Oh, we haven't made a grid element card for it. Well, no wonder it's not working. Okay, so let's do that now. So let's go to the end here, and we're going to I'm going to create a new card of the grid element background. So the symbol we chose, whoops, the symbol we chose is F, and the name is fountain. It is passable, and now because we can pass through it, we can have something happen here. I don't know. Put return. I'm not sure what the scoping is for this one, because we will be executing this script in the context of the game card. So I think we can do something like put return and splash into card field messages. We'll try it. Okay. So we don't actually have this wired up to anything yet, so we can just try this in over here by doing, I think it's do bg field on enter in card, oh geez, grid element. Grid element F. Oh, because I didn't give it a name. It's kind of annoying that we have like the symbol up here and we still have to give it card. We could alternatively, instead of like concatenating the symbol with grid element and using that as the name of the card, search for F in fields with the name symbol. I guess that could also work. Yeah, we're getting a lot of cards here. So, oh, hey, okay, cool. So we are able to execute that script from grid element F here, but we're screwing up because we're not appending it. So it should be, instead of into card field messages, it should be after card field messages. Okay. So now, if we move ahead, hey, look at that! We have a fountain. It's a little hard to see. I think I chose some poor shading here because it kind of blends in with the background. But if we move backwards, we can also see it off in the distance. All right. I was not super convinced that was gonna align the way it did, but that's pretty okay. Okay, cool. So we've been doing this for an hour and a half. One thing that I think we should probably have, and then maybe we can call it for today, so we won't get to monsters. But that's okay. We'll save that for, maybe we'll dedicate like the final stream for monsters next time. Is in the map, there's no like victory condition. So I was thinking like we could choose something like as part of the DFS, we could have it create like a new kind of thing, like G for goal. And then once we hit the goal card, or once we walk onto it, a grid tile that's a G, then the on-enter script will take us to like the victory card or something like that. It could also like regenerate another map and then keep track of the number of maps we've been, and if we exceed like the number of maps we want, then we do the victory condition. But I think the simpler thing is to just say like, you made it to the end of this map, you've won, or something like that. So we can do this just like we did before, where we're going to create a new card. The symbol is going to be G. The name is, I don't know what we call it, like goal? I'm going to call it goal for the time being. And then on enter, go to card victory. So let's. So this is like the intro card. If I call this intro, I'm just going to create a new card here. I'm gonna. My art is real bad, and we expended my artistic energy already. But we can do something like Victory. Maybe in the next stream we can actually make this less sucky. And then we do something like another button that'll just. Oh yeah, the automatic scrolling on the blurb on the intro card. Yeah, I think we did that extemporaneously last time. So let's do replay. And then what we'll do is go to card intro. So then what we do is it takes us back to... Okay, so that flow kind of makes sense. But no, so this actually reset us to the beginning of the map. But that's actually probably the thing we want. So that's cool. So... this kind of raises an interesting question. Like, we don't really want to make... I'm wondering what the, like, how the goal should look. So I don't have any strong opinions about that yet. Maybe just for the time being, we can block out. I don't know. Like, what is the victory if you're in a shopping mall? Like, you buy an expensive thing. So maybe, like, the thing on the ground. I don't know. What do people think? Alternatively, I can just have like a temporary thing where just like all 8 is just like a V, like a V character or something like that until we come up with something better. I might actually do that just because it's or G for goal, I guess. It's not super hip. But something like that. Like that. Oops. Geez. Keep wanting to paste. Oh, you found the info kiosk with someone to tell you how to get out. That's great. I really like that because that will probably blend in with like with this style, where it's like kind of in the wall. So I think actually that also means that I can. Okay. So delete that. We'll fill, because this is now sort of like a special thing. This seems like the most fun of all the mini-map sort of things there. So let me draw this. I don't know, what do info kiosks look like? There's like someone behind the counter, right? So, something kind of like something like that, maybe. I'm fine with just sort of making it some bad programmer art until we somewhat like that. Okay, I'll shade this differently. Actually, I'll leave off the shading for now. So then over here, sort of draw a similar thing. We can insert mul kiosk next time. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think the thing that would be cool to leave this episode on was just like the workflow of like seeing like a goal tile and like walking through it and seeing the victory screen. We can make it pretty a little bit later on, but I'll just block out sort of the cubes here. Oops. And the good news is because if we're not doing any shading, I only have to draw like 4, and then we can just flip the image. Okay. And like so. Okay. I've lost track of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll do transparent. We'll move you over there. Okay. We'll just flip horizontal. Actually, forget it. Was not as. That actually seems to take more time than just blocking out the wireframe, like so. Okay. And do the same thing here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then 7. And then 8. Okay. So we'll call this one kiosk 8, kiosk 7, kiosk 6, kiosk 5, 4, 3, 2, and then kiosk, the weirdly detailed kiosk 1. Okay. So, I guess we'll call this K and kiosk, and it is passable, and we'll go to card victory. So I propose, I guess it can just be a random place on the map, right? I guess the only constraint is it has to be accessible, right? So we'll do win kiosk location. We'll do the random of calls -2, because if there's 10, if the width is 10, and we don't want the border. Oh, with the, well, no. This is annoying. I guess I could just do something like... I'm sure I really like this. Repeat. Yeah, border's okay. The only thing that was worrying me was, like, if you put it on a border and there's, like, another wall in the way. The last quarter you draw facing forward. That's not a bad idea, because that actually means, like, you kind of have to traverse the whole maze, in a sense, to get there. How do we do this? How do we know when we're at the end of the... Oh, I mean, I guess we can just keep track of the last corridor we drew. Yeah, okay, that's a good point. So what we'll do is repeat while the number of lines in BG field gen stack are greater than 0. Put the number... okay, the cur line. So what we'll do is we'll save... Oh, but cur line's already in scope, I think, because HyperTalk is silly. So I'm just going to do something here. Okay, great. So this means... So these were the two that we most recently filled out, which was 3... Oh, no, but that was one that we chose not to do. Okay, so I think if we choose the first tuple out of that, then maybe that'll do the right thing. If not, then we can do a smarter thing. But I think, yeah, Pedron, you had a really good idea there. Do victory kiosk into call row, put k into item call of line row of BG field tiles. And I guess we don't need to answer that anymore. Or just let's see how this looks. Do 6 and 6. Okay. I mean, I guess this is just like where the recursion... Oh, that's kind of annoying, though, because it's... The last quarter you draw, because it's a stack, it's actually going to be pretty close to you. So I think we'll probably need to refactor this a little bit. But we can save that for the next time. And in fact, just so we can kind of wrap up the stream in the next 10 minutes or so, having it close to the starting location is actually kind of nice. That means we don't have to walk that far to get there. So we can just generate like a big map here. Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. Like, we could always do something like track the number of... Oh, it's right... Oh, that's funny. It's on the starting location. So that's an interesting edge case. I'm just going to move it. I'm going to put it here. So if I... Oh, that's annoying. That's also on the docket for next time, is to fix that whole thing. So let's begin. And we should see it on the left if we move ahead a bit. Except we don't. So a variable watcher is going to be symbol k. Oh, I did the same thing again, I bet, where I forgot to give the card a name. That suggests to me we should really just be doing the find keyword on the symbols. Yeah. Grid element k. Okay. So we move ahead. So we see the info kiosk. So I'll move up one more, turn left, move in. And then it should, oh, for crying out loud, why? So 8. Is it because I didn't name this one correctly? Wait. Kiosk 8. Okay. Okay, so let's debug. What's the problem? What is symbol here? Why are we... Why is this not working all of a sudden? Okay, so symbol is blank. Oh, what the heck? So wall sims... So the card we got back from... So 5-2, the north, 5-2 facing north. We should have had... Oh, that's interesting. So we technically walked off the map. So we should be blank. So blank x blank, blank xx, blank k. Okay. So I bet there's a thing where... So show me walls north. Yeah, so the thing is we do row 0, and remember we're 1 indexed, so it hopefully just says empty string. So I'm going to do arg hack. If symbol is empty, then symbol is... Let's just say that. So we assume we're surrounded by walls everywhere. Wow, that's unfortunate. Makes you think. Okay. So... Oh. Map. Did I do a silly thing? Walls north. Oh, hang on. So here's walls north. Oh, I only did it with walls west. Okay. Sorry. So we'll just replace this 4 times because it's cool and good to duplicate code like this. Oh, also, that's not how you assign variables in HyperTalk. Put x into symbol. All right. Okay. And then do this. Let's do render north 2. Or, sorry, walls north. I should have checked this first. Walls north. Okay. Oh, I lost the append. Oh, that was super dumb. Right. Put results and symbol into results. Lost here too. Sorry. I guess when... Right. Okay. Reasonably sure this will do the right thing now. Yeah, so it just sort of fills in, like, at the edge of the map as being... Actually, that's interesting, because if we do this, this means we don't need that boundary condition. Because anything around it will just be solid wall anyway. Okay, are we ready? Shall we try this? Move forward and... Oh, it's because when we move, we don't actually invoke the callback. So the things we want to render. So we do player forward, and then we will. Where's the right thing to do here? So on player forward, we are now at, yep. Do I have, this will write another function here. Function invoke on enter, call row, and invoke on enter. It's kind of silly to keep so do bg field on enter of card grid. Yes. Okay. So now if we try, if we do invoke on enter 5-1, okay, so foo, so we are invoking the callback. Did we not call this victory? Okay. So messages. Invoke on enter 5-1. Okay. Hooray! Okay. And the stupid tooltip thing, which we gotta fix. So, if we replay, Why didn't you get an error about no such card? Which error were you thinking? Um, oh, right. I tried to go to victory and it didn't exist. I don't know. That's a good question. Okay, so we've clipped through. I'm so close I can taste it. Oh, because we didn't actually... Sorry, everybody, I'm conking out here. So if we move back... and we move forward... calling functions often seems a little funny. Okay, foo. Yay! Okay! Great. So maybe we can try this one more time, but I think we're in a position now where we can, like, play the game. So no such card. Okay. Hang on a second here. Symbol is blank again. Oh, geez, right. So the problem is if symbol... I gotta figure out a better way of doing this than... okay. So it's not trying to invoke a callback when it doesn't exist. Foo! Hooray! And then it does the rendering again. And then I get that error again. But that's great. I am reasonably happy about that. So that takes some doing. I think given that we just hit the 2-hour mark, I think timing-wise, everything worked out pretty well. So I think I'll probably kill the stream here. So next time, we'll fix that little bug, and then do a monster, and then I think that might wrap up this particular series. I have another idea for another more HyperCard-y sort of stream. It'll be like more of a board game where we'll be able to do more with like creating buttons and like moving icons around on the map that I think would be cool. But I kind of want to finish this one, or at least get it to the point where we can put it away for a while and maybe come back to it later. So yeah, hopefully do a monster next time. Let me close down here. Thanks again for tuning into the stream. It's like awesome that people want to watch me do this and actually want to hang out, and yeah, so that's super cool. Everybody have a good night. I'll probably maybe try and do the stream like next weekend, depending on how my first week of work schedule goes, but yeah. hopefully will be sooner than later. Okay, have a good night, everybody. Okay, see you later. Bye.